Bennett is the featured back. Anders, the fullback. Bennett straight up the middle. Donnell Bennett to the Raider 36.
Boy, I'll tell you, Kimble Anders, number 38, gets a sensational block, and that hole is there.
Bennett. Touchdown.
Donnell Bennett, second effort, gets in for 12-yard touchdown, 21-3.
Remember when it was a grinded-out offense that Kansas City had? Kimble Anders, touchdown. Kimble Anders, touchdown Chiefs. Second touchdown for Kimble Anders.
Third down and 7 from the 45. Straight drop by Gerbach, flips it out to Anders. Can he get the first down? Yes, and a lot more inside the 40. He's got one man to beat, veers across the right side, and Kimble Anders stretches for the touchdown. 55 yards.
Welcome in to 4-Minute Offense, everybody. I'm Noah Groniger alongside Clint Schweitzer, the two stars of this very show. Below us here, Kimble Anders, Donnell Bennett, your former Kansas City Chiefs running backs. We're going to get into a little bit of the 1999 Chiefs, but before we do that, we got to talk about the Chiefs' beatdown of the Raiders on Sunday and this game coming up tomorrow night against the Los Angeles Chargers for first place in the AFC West. Kimble, what did you make of kind of that Raiders game?
It was a great game. It was typical Raiders that I told my best friend Pepper about. They'll find a way to lose, and they did a lot of things. I mean, we exposed them from the very first play of the game or second play of the game, and it went on and on from there. And it was really a blowout. So the Chiefs played very well collectively as a group on every phase of the game, and they did a lot of great things that game and show that they are definitely right now in good rhythm. I've seen a lot of things where it looked like they're in sync across the board. The defense is playing phenomenal right now.
And Donnell, what was your take on that Raiders game?
Yeah, just like Kimble said, man. Offensively, they got the ball out quick, man. They ran some big plays. Me and Kimble was talking about earlier. The spot route to the back. That's outside zone. You don't need any blocking because you leverage the defense, but. I saw a lot of quick passes, not there. Patrick throwing it out of bounds, sliding and all that good stuff. So, I think, like Kimble said, the rhythm is starting to get there. They're saying we don't have to press as much and, seems to be playing pretty good football.
I'm looking at this, and I think that this might be the best game the Chiefs have played in the Andy Reid era. I mean, there's really nothing that you could look at in this entire game, whether it be offense, defense, special teams, that didn't go right for the Chiefs. This is talking about a team that's playing tremendous at just the right time coming into this game against the Chargers, which, guys, this is kind of for everything. If the Chiefs win this game, they're going to be 10-4, and the Chargers, I think, are going to fall down to a point where they're not going to be able to catch up. They're going to be 2 games back, but a Chargers win, and they assume first place. The Chiefs drop down to a wild card. So quick turnaround. You got to go on the road Thursday Night Football. How difficult is that going to be for this team to refocus, Kimble, and go back out there and win this huge division game?
Well, at this time of the year, it's just a rhythm. Like I said, it's just what you do at this point. There's no rest days, no nothing. You have no time to think about that. So each from Sunday to Thursday that you got to come line up and play. So one thing I know, they'll be prepared. They'll be prepared, hopefully mentally and physically. They can make their recovery quick and also just be in tune with the game. And obviously they know right now that they're in a position, the same thing you explained, to either be in first place or a wild card. And it's they're gonna have a lot of intensity, having their hat hung on that they're going out there because they want to. I mean, I would like to have home field advantage. I like to be in first place in a wild card team. So I'm sure there's gonna be a big emphasis as a team and overall, and they're playing for a lot, like you said.
Well, Donnell, kind of talk about, I know we just heard today that L'Jarius Sneed, the Chiefs' #1 corner, and Willie Gay, their star linebacker, are both going to be out. Chris Jones is on the COVID list. We're kind of up in the air whether he's going to be able to play. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Maybe he can if he gets another negative test, but we're still kind of a wait-and-see approach. The Chargers are without their star left tackle, Rashawn Slater, because of COVID. So what do you make of kind of all this mess with this COVID stuff going on and players out for both teams?
Well, like NFL is going to be next man up always, and then it's about making adjustments. Who's going to be willing to bend enough to fit the people that they got playing? If you don't have those guys defensively, we can't sit in there and try to play too high all the time. Like, we got to get that extra guy in the box, so because we know we're a little short on the tackling side of it defensively, and then on offense, they're going to see that we're getting the ball out quick and doing that other stuff. And we got to be able to make the adjustment to say, hey, listen, if they start to cheat down to stop our underneath stuff or quick stuff, now we can go back to stretching the field with the long runs, with bombs to Tyreek and all those other guys. So, like, whoever's going to be willing to make the adjustment with who's available, because everybody in the NFL can play. There's no doubt about it. So the next man up will be salvageable. But is he going to be able to help you win, and are you going to be able to create an offense or a defense that's going to cater to it?
That's a very good point there, Donnell, because the Chiefs' next man up in this case would probably be Ben Neiman. And I don't know how we feel about that. Noah, you're laughing because we know we've seen what that can be. We've seen what that looks like when that occurs. But to be fair, Ben Neiman's a pro. He's been here a few years. He knows what he's doing. He's a body out there. He's a pro, and it's not like it's 10 people out there. You've got
right.
People like Donnell said. You've got
10 and a half. But
I'll concede that. I'll concede that.
Most of the time.
Go ahead, Kimble.
No, go ahead.
Well, listen. He's there for a reason, because it's 250 other guys out there that could be in that spot. Like, it's somebody out there that could be in that spot if they showed somewhere on somebody's tape that they were good enough to be able to fill that void, they would beat it. So he's there for a reason.
Yeah, and again, when we're talking about, as we call next man up, I mean, he just got to play that one good game, and the guy been practicing for years, playing for years. And he's all that stuff he has bottled up, because I truly believe he think he should be a starter. And that's with all of us. So he's just going to go out there and execute and play team ball and make sure it's just assignment perfect as much as possible, and give a lot of effort. And and whatever happens. You have no control over that. But if he's willing to do that, then he won't get exposed as much. Hopefully.
Donnell, I'm going to start here with you. We've got a comment here. It's talking about playing a Thursday night game on the road after a Sunday game. Physically, it's a short week. The Chiefs did get to play at noon. The Chargers played at 3. The Chiefs got to rest some starters down the stretch thanks to the lackluster Raiders performance. But what would you make of this short week coming from a Sunday to a Thursday?
Man, it's tough, man. It's tough on the guys, but, it's a mental thing. And, injuries play a big part in it. You don't get as much rest, but they generally cut the practice down a little bit so you can kind of recoup a little bit on the legs. But, it's tough. It's tough on the guys because the mental strain the game will put on you from getting one defense out your mind to the next. It's tough, man. It's tough. So
that might be the biggest adjustment. But I also say during this time of the year, you rather play football games than practice, because practice is, you get banged up in practice. So I'd rather go ahead and play a Thursday night game, and now have a little more rest time the following week. So you have a little more. So it's kind of even swapped though, because practice get old. You get tired of practicing against each other. You want to go out there and compete and play football. Guys,
we got to talk about the topic that sort of made national news here, and you guys had so many battles with the Raiders. We know what this rivalry was like. Gosh, not even just in the 90s, but in the 60s and the 70s. So the Raiders come in, they win at Arrowhead last season. It's the Chiefs' only loss of the year. We lost to the Chargers week 17, but we were resting starters. So really the Raiders was the only loss on the Chiefs' schedule, and they came into Arrowhead and won in front of about 10,000 people. So the Raiders come back in here. They're dancing on the midfield logo, the Arrowhead, our Arrowhead, guys, all of us combined. And they go out and lose 48-9. Like Kimble, when you see that happen and you see this sort of it just sort of says to me that this is an organization that's a rudderless ship. They don't have leadership and they're just out there running amok, and to let something like that happen. And Tyrann Mathieu said after the game, hey, we don't, this business for us, that's not a mark of a championship team. Is that kind of what you took from that too?
Absolutely. You know, it's and it just added fuel to the fire. I mean, that's just it's disrespectful, first of all, and they should know better than that. And that's the type of things that I always say that the Raiders will find a way to lose with us. That's how we play them every year. And more, I'll tell you, just give them some time. They'll find a way to lose. And it's something like that. They kind of, fuel the fire, and it wasn't the right thing to do. So they got what they deserve.
Fair enough.
100%, man. And I think Jimmy used to say it too, man. Jimmy used to say it ain't really got a whole lot to do with what they want to do. It's really got a lot to do with what we want to do. And it just seemed like Kansas City said, like, that's the mindset that we're going to have. We're not going to let the game be dictated by who you got at quarterback or who you got at running back or anything. We're going to come out here and we're going to use what we got, and you're going to have to make adjustments to us.
Yeah, but speaking of that quarterback, what the other guy can do, the Chiefs go into this game on Thursday night facing the Los Angeles Chargers, and Justin Herbert is on fire. He's looking great. He had a huge 75-yard rolling out off his back foot, perfectly pinpoint touchdown throw to Jarrett Guyton for the Chargers. So what do you kind of make of this quarterback matchup? Mahomes is struggling. He's coming on a little bit, but Justin Herbert's high flying with that offense. Keenan Allen's coming back for them at receiver. So Donnell, I'll start with you. You're shaking your head right now about the things that Justin Herbert can do.
Man, in the little running back, what's the number 30? What's his name?
Austin Eckler, yeah.
He's hurt right now. He may not play.
Oh man, he's a problem too, man, because he can motion out and be just as effective as a receiver. But man, like you say, man, those guys on fire. That quarterback really, he's doing a good job of stretching the field vertically. Like he got some guys that can run slanting goals, deep posts, and all that stuff, and they're stretching the field vertically. And a lot of the defenses aren't built to stop that, so it gets a little tough, man. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be really good to see, how Patty responds to some of the things he might do, and how we respond as an offense, provided we don't give up too many big plays on defense. But it's gonna be fun. I tell you what, man, get your popcorn ready.
Yeah. And playing both of the teams right now, what I do like about where we at now, the Chiefs and the San Diego Chargers, they are very disciplined teams. So they're gonna go out there and play, give it their all, and they do it in a classy way. And over the past years, the Chargers have been playing very good football, especially with the quarterback they have now. They got true leaders on that team. They got people that's, what's the old school receiver name? He's one of the best in the league. Keenan Allen. He's one of the best. Yeah, Keenan Allen. Yeah. And he's one of the best guys in the league. And you got to be, aware of everything they're doing, because they have a very good team. They just got to continue to push and, get over the hump. And same way with us, we got leaders on our team. We got guys that know how to win. Yeah. And that's a difference. And, when they get to the league, that's a little different. When you learn how to win, then it becomes, and that's when the game becomes fun, and you're not going to win all your game, but you got to learn how to win.
Well, you say that, Kimble, and yet I got to throw this stat out, guys. You talk about knowing how to win and the leadership. Kimble, you just nailed it. Patrick Mahomes is 11-0 in AFC West road games in his career. He's never lost a road game in this division. And that is astonishing, and that says so much about this organization. You nailed it right there, 11-0. And
and I bring up something else in that. Kimble, did you notice how the Chiefs are using them running backs? How they use Clyde, he running a little jet sweep. The things that he's good at, he's in there doing it. The things that the Williams kid does good, now they got him doing it. When they got down in the goal zone, they switched it up. Like, you noticed that?
Yeah, they made some adjustments. They did make some adjustments in the offense, and you can see the quicker passes getting out now. So that's coaching. That's part of it. And then that's going through all the criticism over the past few weeks. 100%. now, like I said, they finding what they need to do.
Well, guys, we can't wait. I mean, Thursday night's going to be just a barn burner. We're all excited for it. The nation will be watching, and like we do on this show here on 4 Minute Offense, we like to get in our Wayback Machines and go back in time because I'm a nostalgic person. You guys are part of our childhoods. You guys are some of our heroes. So we're going back to the '99 season today, Kimble and Donnell. We're going back to '99, and that's significant because it's Gunther Cunningham's first season at the helm for you guys. So Donnell, what was it like? I mean, making that transition from Marty to Gunther for you, it was one of the best years of your career. I'll say that. You rushed for almost 700 yards and had a much bigger role. Jimmy Ray still the offensive coordinator. What was 99 like coming off of Marty and Gunther taking over?
Man, it was tough, man. But Gunther was my type of guy. Like he wanted to play in the mud. He wanted all 11 people in the box and all that stuff. So, I had a lot of fun with Gunn, man. Gunn took a chance on me and believed in me, and Kimble and them guys pushed me, man. And we had some mental fights in that classroom, man. Just trying to figure out, how to be better, how to push each other, man, and how to just become better football players and help that team win, man. But it was a lot of fun, man. It was probably one of my best years, and just mentally as a man, it really transformed me to do a lot of the things that I'm doing now. So.
And Kimble, kind of what do you remember about the day-to-day routines changing, whether it's training camp, just day-to-day practices, the film schedule, the workouts? What do you remember changing, the biggest change from Marty to Gunther?
Probably the intensity of the meetings. Every other word was a cuss word in the meeting. Marty didn't curse as much. so you had to deal with the intensity of Gunther. And Gunther had intensity all the time. Like I said the previous time we was talking, I used to be in the offensive locker room. We get Gunther way across, and we getting fired up in there because we listen to him. We ain't really listen to our coaches. He ended fired up, so we ready. He said we ready to go play. I'm like, let's go. So just intensity, man. They just got different styles, and then and Gunther was like Donnell said. He bringing everybody. He blitzing. He's doing all the wild different things he done. The practice was a lot more up tempo as well, particularly early on when he first took over. We practiced hard with Marty. We practiced harder with Gunther because he had a lot of drills, and he's a defensive minded guy. So we had practice was intense. So everybody got their game up to another level.
What did you guys think about? So I think Mike Cloud gets drafted in the second round. So he kind of comes in there and again creating competition at the position. What was what are your kind of memories of Mike and bringing him in as a second round pick that year?
Mike was cool, man. He was a change of pace guy. Like they always tried to get a guy that was a change of pace because all the rest of us was thumpers. Like we want to run that right between the tackles, man. But Mike came in and did a good job, man, and he really worked hard, man. He was really a hard worker, man. He took into us and adapted as much as he could on how we played the game and what was expected of him, man. And he did a good job.
Yeah, and he was a smart guy. And one thing I will say about him, he picked up the plays really well, and he did everything you asked, and he did it at the tempo, at the level of tempo that we expected. So he actually was a pretty good kid. I liked him a lot.
Yeah. Well, you guys started off week 1, a shocking loss to the Bears, but you come back in week 2. Denver comes to Arrowhead, and we've got some footage here of the victory to 1-1. Yes, footage, more of it.
It's a nasty robbery. Ed McCaffrey, Chris Dishman. Even though Dishman wasn't there, the poke in the eyes. Penalty Dishman. Elvis Gerback looks down the middle. But it's Eric Brown, a tip by Tyron Braxton, caught by Tony Gonzalez. Unbelievable. 6-3. Kansas City leads at the half. First drive of the third quarter. Terrell Davis hits a fumble, and Dishman recovers for Kansas City. Kansas City ball. Next play for the Chiefs. Gerback is going to go play action here, Tom. to Derek Alexander.
And you see the nice play action fake. Kansas City ran the ball very well today. So the play action pass draws the safeties up. Corners have no help. And there you see Dale Carter isolated on the outside. 4th and goal from the Chiefs 1. Tony Richardson.
It's a touchdown. And Clint Cunningham liked it. It's 13-3 for Kansas City at home in a raucous Arrowhead. Gerback hit by one-time Chief Neil Smith. Ball loose. Trevor Price up with a Denver ball down 16-3. So, can Terrell Davis punch it in? Yes, sir. 16-10. Here come the Broncos. Late in the 4th, Bubby Brister for Brian Greasy comes in. Greasy 11 of 16 for 107. Brister looks downfield. Picked off in double coverage by Eric Warfield. Broncos' chances die. Greasy, Brister, Broncos start 0-2, and the Chiefs are 11 for their last 11 in home openers. And Tommy, in this game, Kimble Andrews 22 carries for 142 yards. Got to stop the run.
Wow, where were
the highlights?
Yeah, where were the highlights?
Man, my man got hurt in the game, bro.
Yeah, I got hurt in the 3rd quarter, the beginning. That's when I tore my Achilles tendon. Yeah, so then that was the first half.
Yeah, so you're
142 in the first half. Wow.
Yeah, your season stats are 142 yards because you get hurt in the first half of the first game, and your season's done.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
just
actually, that's the first year that they actually moved me to running back.
Yeah.
And we see what you could do there.
What could have been
there first half.
And to see, like, to me, you think about, like, winds of change blowing. You see, of course, Gunther Cunningham's on the sidelines instead of Marty Schottenheimer. You got Brian Greasy quarterbacking the Denver Broncos. You got Dale Carter.
He was great.
Dale Carter and Neil Smith are Broncos and not Chiefs. I mean, it's just like how quickly things can change in the NFL.
Oh, Dale got over that like, dang.
Oh, yeah, bro. I knew it was going to be a problem, bro.
And Eric Warfield's a rookie out there getting a pick. I don't know if he had many more in his career, but there was one. We love Eric. I'm sorry. I hope he's not listening. But wow, what a way to start. And I know, like, a couple weeks later, you guys played the Patriots. And I mean, they drove down the field for a game-winning field goal. Adam Vinatieri, we're talking about Super Bowl after Super Bowl MVP Adam Vinatieri. Missed a 5-yard field goal, and you guys got to 3-2.
There might be some footage of that somewhere too.
Is there? Was that a cue? Are we pulling it up?
Yeah, we can. We're going week 5.
Wow. Okay. Wow. This is called.
I was at this game, by the way. I loved it.
I was.
Patriots Chiefs. The Patriots coming to Arrowhead undefeated for Pete Carroll. The P-Men 4-0, but Arrowhead a very tough place to play. Drew Bledsoe, look at Derek Thomas, 58. He's been doing this for a living for a decade. Ball is Chester McLaughlin. What? He tries to pitch it to Chris Dishman, but they Patriots defense actually holds on that, and it's only a field goal, 3-0. Bledsoe to Terry Glenn. Zing! Boy, if these guys hooked up this year big time or what? 49 yards, 7-3 P-Men. Gunther Cunningham. And the Chiefs run the ball big time second half.
Yeah, early on in the 3rd quarter, Donnell Bennett started to see some holes created in front of him, made the most of it. There he gets a 12-yard gain. Then Bam Morris off the right side sees the same kind of hole, and you look at the effort that they gave early on in the second half.
Then the Patriots thinking run, but Gerback to Joe Little Bighorn makes the move on Chris Carter, 15 yards. To the 1, and Bennett, he's in. 14-play, 76-yard drive. Chewing up 8 minutes plus 10-7 Chiefs. It's now 16-7. And all of a sudden, prevent defense prevents you from winning a laugher because somehow Tony Simmons gets deep after Bledsoe had about 7 straight incompletions. And then, under 3 minutes to go, Bledsoe to Sean Jefferson. Moving on up. It's a 2-point game, 16-14. 25 seconds left. Bledsoe with no timeouts, but with the ball down 2. Ben Coates barely gets out of bounds. 15 seconds left. Bledsoe to Jefferson. They're going to have a chance to win it. Adam Vinatieri, 32-yard field goal for the win. Doink! And it bounces straight out. Vinatieri, whose field goals beat the Jets and the Colts in September, could not turn it here. And the P-Men fall from the ranks of the undefeated and the Kansas City Chiefs are now 3-2 on a day in which Kansas City ran for 140 yards to the ground. And Tommy, New England's line, Bledsoe is getting battered. The fact that he hung in there just speaks for, people don't think he's that tough, but they haven't been watching football.
Wow.
So
Pete Carroll still looks the same.
He does.
Yeah, classic. That's some classic footage there.
Man, listen, where y'all find this stuff at, bro?
I know they be finding stuff.
Okay,
I've never seen.
Guys, there's this website. I'm gonna give you guys the inside info right now. So pay attention.
Okay.
There's this website. It's called YouTube.com. And it's got every single video you could ever want in your life, and it's all there in living color before your naked, steaming eyes. So,
that's not on YouTube. That's in my vault in my basement.
Oh, did you pull that VHS out?
Yeah. I had to put in the code, turn off the lasers, get through there. So
that was good
a lot
stuff.
of work.
32 yards. So I was wrong. 7 more yards. It was a 32-yard field goal. I was at that game in that end zone where he missed that. And
I was in the upper deck. Lucky you.
New England was 4-0, and the Chiefs handled loss. I really like the potential of this 99 team. I think this was an underrated team. Obviously, we'll get to this. A team that should have won the division because the division winner was Seattle. They were 9-7, just like you. And there's a lot of potential on this team. A lot of new faces, but you guys seem to be meshing well early. I mean, this looks good.
Yeah, it was funny, man, because like when Kimble got hurt, man, that hurt us. Like that hurt us. Like he, believe it or not, I think, was it 96, 97, one of those years, they kind of gave me the starting tailback. Kimble was the starting fullback, worked his butt off, won the position back, and like he said, in 99, like everybody, it adjusted. T-Rich didn't he become the starting fullback that year? Kimble?
Yeah, we always it was a rotation.
Interchangeable parts.
Hardcore. We believed in each other. Like it was glue. But then, when Kimble got hurt, it hurt us. But we kind of fought. Like we made a pact to each other that for Kimble, losing him, we was gonna all come together and fight. And even when Bam came in, he did his part to do that, man. And we came together, man. We came together as an offense and found a way to win some of those games like that.
Well, Donnell, what are you feeling on those? Go ahead, Kimble.
No, that goes back to the saying next man up. We always believe that. Regardless of whoever had to play, we just was always ready. And I think as an overall, as a team too, like I said, we had some guys maybe not as, and here's the thing I would say, everybody has some strength in their position in the league, or they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
But now when you go on the field, you got to show it. And sometimes you got to get an opportunity, because once you get an opportunity to play, you may lose your job. And that's one thing in practice, Donnell. We didn't let too many as a starter. Donnell gonna get all the reps. I'm gonna let him get all my reps. Let's say no. I'm know that. Am I lying?
Hey man, listen, bro. Them dudes will come out there. I'm gonna tell y'all some inside stuff. Every day we get a script. The running back coach, it be sitting on his desk, and it be 15 plays an inside run. That's the meat of our practice. Like in blue pen, it'll be like 2 plays for Kimble, 2 plays for Marcus, 4 plays for Donnell, then 2 plays for Kimble again, whatever, because they want to give them all the reps. So by the time we get on the practice field, the 4 blue plays circled for Donnell, then they're turned into 1. Kimble want to see this play. He want to see how the front line up against this and all this. So we go the whole 9-on-7 where Kimble only supposed to get 4 plays out of 15. He ended up getting 8.
Yeah.
Well,
I was a vet, man. I had to learn. I had a lot to learn.
And then in the end of the season, he'll go back the other way. Like he resting, he trying to stay right for the playoffs. Now I'm getting 8 when it's freezing, and Kimble get 2. He's standing up there by the heaters.
Hey, but
we got to keep Kimble warm.
Right, Cuddy was the worst at that though.
Oh
Cuddy.
my goodness!
Oh man, Marcus, he was the king of taking reps when he wanted to take them.
Oh my goodness, bro! Cuddy will come in and get 1 rep, 1.
Yeah.
We had a comment pop up here from Shane Williams. 1999 was the last year for Joe Horn in Kansas City. What do you guys remember? Why do you think that went down? He was such a good player. Obviously went on to have a great career in New Orleans. I mean, what happened to Joe Horn in Kansas City? He should have stayed around. He was a great player.
That's a good tandem too with Derek Alexander. That's a really good. And Tony Gonzalez. That's a
Gerbach play action to Alexander. I mean, it was money every time.
Yeah.
Actually, I just seen Joe. I was in Carolina. I met Joe up there. You know, his son playing in Carolina, South Carolina. I was just hung out with him not too long, and we talked about that. So I think with Joe, at that time, he wasn't mature enough because he had some issues on learning the culture and the plays and doing things. And
Hollywood
him and Al Sanders used to get into it pretty much. He had this temper, and then. Like I said, he went to New Orleans and became one hell of a player. I think is he in the Hall of Fame up there? I think
I'm not sure if he's in their Ring of Honor or not.
Ring of Honor, yeah. But he got some numbers. He got some stats.
His touchdown celebration is in the Ring of Honor with a cell phone.
Yeah, that's right. That's just crazy to think about that. And we have had a bunch of questions pop up about Neil Smith's departure. Now, this happened in '97, so 2 years prior to this. But was Neil not? Was there an impact? From Neil Smith? His absence kind of being felt in that defensive locker room. I mean, obviously Derek Thomas kind of always takes on the role of leader, but Neil not being there did that affect negatively, or was we able to move on?
Too.
Yeah,
definitely. 100%.
So him. It's interesting.
They were good for the locker room, not only for the playing on the field part of it. I mean, that was obvious, man. Like Neil was a staple in that locker room, keeping us laughing, keeping us honest. His quirkiness. I remember when Vaughn or somebody made the jacket. You remember that? And he came in there with the jacket on, the sleeves were too short, or something like that. Like that. Those things, that's what made that team so good, man. Like, we cracked on each other. You couldn't have no thin skin or none of that. Nah. But when it came time to work, we worked.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the season's going to kind of unfold in a way, and I think we've got a couple clips to kind of close out here about '99, which is it comes down to losses against the Seahawks, who wind up winning the division, and then finally the Raiders. But the Seahawks lost at home 31-19. Was sort of the Seahawks with John Kitna. They sort of take over the realm for first place here because of this game. And then they're going to win the game in Seattle too, which, by the way, I think they played at Washington Husky Stadium, which is awesome. That's a great stadium on the lake there, like Washington, but their stadium wasn't done yet in Seattle. I don't know what that story sounded a lot better in my mind, but I promise it has relevance. Noah, you've got something for us. You've got something to go to here, right?
I do. A little Donnell Bennett, a little Ricky Running Waters. So let's check it out.
Somebody must have fumbled.
These are the Seahawks of Mike Holmgren going up against Gunther Cunningham. And Tom, what does Gunther like to do on offense?
Well, we know he likes to run the football first and foremost. Donnell Bennett up the middle of the football field. And most people don't think this is real imaginative, but this is consistent running. Again, Donnell Bennett for another 9 yards, and then Donnell Bennett taking it into the end zone on the same play, just outside the center off the left guard.
Well, he's had an asthma problem, so he's tired. He had an asthma problem there with all the carries, but he would be okay. All-out blitz by the Chiefs, but look at the pocket awareness of John Kitna. They send the Kitna and caboodle after him, but he dumps to Ricky Waters. Touchdown, Seattle leads 14-10, second quarter. Third quarter, it's 17-13. Kitna to Sean Dawkins on a slant, and he's gone. 45 yards, 24-13, Seahawks. Remember, they won in 1990 there, and they hadn't won since the early 80s there before that. Play action, Chiefs not done though. Elvis Gerback, Derek Alexander, 26-yard pickup. Second down and goal. Later in the drive, it's Bennett. I told you he'd be all right. 4-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion fails, so 24-19. 3.5 minutes to go. Look, what is that, Tom, a power eye?
It's a power eye week.
Ricky Running Waters. 45-yard pickup down to the 5. And is Ricky fired up? Hey, remember when they didn't have a rushing touchdown forever? On third and goal, they give it to Ricky, his third touchdown of the day, along with 107 yards rushing. And the Seattle Seahawks have gone into Kansas City and have distanced themselves from the entire division. They've stopped that losing streak. They beat the Chiefs 31-19. Remember, they lost opening day, which means they've won 8 of 9.
Man,
so there's an asthma problem here, Donnell?
Bro.
What's going on? Did Berman throw you under the bus?
You got to send me that. I got to show that to my son, bro. You'll see a little young Andy Reid over there on the sideline.
Yeah, and Sean Dawkins being on the Seahawks is just a weird team. John Kitten at quarterback, it's all kind of strange to see that. But they went to 8-2, but they would collapse down the stretch, guys. And the Kansas City Chiefs, all you got to do, we got to beat the Raiders in Week 17, a team that never beats the Chiefs at 3 wins all decade long. They come to Arrowhead, and that's kind of the season finale, and it's going to be Derek Thomas's last ever game. As a Chief, and he just passes away just a few weeks later. So the season culminates with this loss to the Raiders, which started off 17-0, and it just became one of those crazy games, man. And
we don't have a full highlight package here. I thought it was too painful for us. We just missed out on the playoffs to the Raiders. So we just have this Tyrone Wheatley run because it's just kind of enigmatic of the whole day and how it went. So here's Tyrone Wheatley running over everyone into the end zone and kicking the Chiefs out of the playoffs in 1999.
Last 8 versus the Kansas City Chiefs. But his teams don't usually win. Wheatley hurdling. Tyrone Wheatley trying to cut it to the outside. Wheatley remains on his feet. Wheatley won't go down. Wow. Touchdown, Raiders! Incredible. What a shift of emotions.
That's a big man right there, Tyrone Wheatley. I mean, what do you guys remember about that? You come back to tie the game, go into overtime, you lose on a late field goal in overtime. But what do you remember about kind of Tyrone Wheatley? He's a big back. Number 47 is kind of an odd number, but he's running over some Chiefs defenders.
Yeah, he's pretty fast too, man. He was a good running back, man. He really put it to us that night. So sometimes you're the net, sometimes you're the windshield.
I still don't like Ian Eagle to this day in that game. I just realized why. It's been subconscious.
I don't think that was incredible. No,
it was not. No, that was a tough because we started off 17-0. I think Hasty had a pick 6, and it just seemed like that was going to be another Chiefs rolling over the Raiders day en route to a division title, and it wasn't to be. The Seahawks win the division, and so. But to me, this season was a success in a lot of ways. I mean, obviously, it did not end the way we wanted here, guys, but. To lose Kimble Anders in week 1 and have Donnell Bennett, assume the role that you did, and to see this offense really pick up the steam. And this was a good season, 9-7 in Gunther's first year. It seemed like things were heading in a positive direction. We'll probably talk about 2000 later, but guys, this was sort of the beginning of the end of an era. You guys are going to have only one more season together. And 99 was kind of the end of that really competitive streak you guys had, because the next year would not be so much fun.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's unfortunate because this was a time I think and I felt in our career, my career as well, that we still had a lot of guys intact that we could really make a push farther on in the playoffs and get to the Super Bowl. And which our ultimate goal always was a Super Bowl, and that's what we shot at every year. Obviously you can't, you won't go every year, but that's our ultimate goal. And we fell short so many times, I think if I'm not mistaken, we was the winningest team in the 90s without winning the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And but I say this too, though, I'd rather be a winner though than anything else.
Yeah.
So unfortunately we're in the Super Bowl, but it's great to win. It's great to be a part of a winning team. And that's one thing I say, actually, the way it builds character, where it built our friendship, our relationships that we have that's forever,
Yeah, I think we have a question here. Who had the most yards, Pretty Ricky or DB the Diesel? I think
the Diesel, is this a new thing?
Yeah, do we have a new nickname here?
Is this an
Who's Pretty Ricky? Who's Pretty Ricky?
Ricky Waters?
Ricky Waters.
Oh, Ricky Waters.
In that Seattle game, yeah.
We have some made-up nicknames, Pretty Ricky and DB the Diesel.
Well, Ricky Waters, I remember when he was in Philly, he short-armed a ball on a 3rd or 4th down, and the media asked him afterwards, like, why'd you alligator arm that? Why didn't you go for it? And he's like, for who? For what? So he didn't want to take the hit. He didn't feel like it was worth it. He didn't know who
I remember that
was doing it for. So,
well, he didn't have asthma. He had no asthma issues, though.
But he
used to alligator arm issue.
He used to tote it. Now. Ricky Waters used to tote that thing.
Absolutely.
He did.
Yeah.
What do you guys make of the Derek Alexander, Elvis Gerbach relationship? Former teammates in college. Did you see them coming in, having this tight bond and connection, just kind of restarting that friendship, that connection from when they were at Michigan?
They played well, man. Both of them did a good job, man. And we ran the ball a lot. So, you know, they're going to have 9 in the box. And that play action pass, he had that, Derek Alexander had that one little old move, head and everything, and they fall for it. He running out the field wide open.
Every time. Every time. But one thing about DA, he got some deceptional fast. He fast, but when he run, don't look like it until he start going. You like, that dude fast. Maybe in practice, I'm gonna say this, just in practice, he lazy as hell. When the game start, man, DA, he gone. It's unbelievable.
Hey, that's okay. Dennis Rodman was like that. It happens.
It happens. Sometimes guys are just game day players.
Bro, and if you just look at him,
he's a game day player.
You just look at him, there's no way that you believe that this dude was a receiver in the NFL.
Oh, well, now coming up, we have Derek Alexander, everyone, joining us.
Derek, you've been listening into what Kimble and Donnell been saying.
I'm saying, like Kim was saying, like he's standing over there with his shoulder pads unbuckled. Like we're in practice. Like he's standing there with his shoes untied. Like nothing. Like he has no aspirations of taking no rest. Turn around on game day, bro. He gonna hit you for 2 touchdowns and 160 yards.
It was
well,
good.
We have one more clip here. We kind of finished the season. I didn't know if I was going to share it, but it's HD and I edited it. So I think it has to be shown. Got to put that work to good use here. So it's the Minnesota Vikings game. You guys come back and win this late. Randy Moss is out there, Chris Carter. So we're going to go to that.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings on ESPN Sunday Night Football. Kansas City's spirits got a lift earlier today as Seattle loses to go to 8-5. That means the Chiefs can tie for first place in the AFC West with a win tonight. Ball was snapped prematurely. It's loose. Kansas City has it. Jeff George was changing the play, and Christie snapped it to him. We can't give them a short field. They just have. Gerbach to throw on first down. Andre Rison to the 31, only his 17th catch of the season. Donnell Bennett out of Miami. Gaping hole up the middle. Think about taking it back. Third and short. Bennett. First down.
Now's the opportunity to run some type of play action.
Third down, Bennett. Touchdown. Made it look easy behind the left side of the line. Parker's. George pressured from behind. Guess who?
Todd Stussy didn't stand a chance.
4-man rush this time. They still get through, and George is buried. Leslie O'Neal and Dan Williams. Gerbach, blitz coming. Unloads, Rison. Check it, Horn. Another first down, Kansas City. Morris back in as the principal running back. Bam, Morris. Bams his way to the 13. Gerbach with plenty of time. Gonzalez touchdown. Bennett. 15. Tip.
That's a tackle.
Gerbach, good protection, throws in the corner, touchdown. Gonzalez again, his second of the night.
And what they did is they came back with the same.
All decorated out for Christmas. Just gorgeous. Donnell Bennett. Dragged down from behind at the 27 by Antonio Banks.
He's hurt.
Blitz coming on George. He lost it. Picked up by Kansas City. Eric Hicks. Touchdown. (16 of 21 in his career. Plenty of distance. Pete Stoyanovich wins it for Kansas City. Kansas City blows a 21-point lead and then comes back to win it. Tremendous emotion here at Arrowhead in front of a sellout crowd.
That was
Man, we got a horse collar there. Where's the?
Yeah, that's a new rule.
How that was ever allowed?
That's totally legal back in the day. Donnell, I seen you bounced it a couple of times. Was you supposed to be hugging a double team?
Outside zone. That was outside zone, bro. And then the only time.
What about 17 power? 17 power.
No.
What?
Oh,
No,
you
you
remember
about to
bouncing?
Oh,
because they started spilling it.
Okay.
So they were spilling it. So we motioned the receiver to the backside to get the safety out the way, and we just called it bounce. If he could hook it, we would bounce it by then. But,
oh, unbelievable!
I got a question here: when players kneel and pray, what are you praying for and being thankful for? We saw that clip of Donnell kneeling in the back of the end zone there after a touchdown.
Just giving thanks, man. Thanks for the opportunity, man, and thanks for being a part of just to know the work that went into what you were seeing. That stuff that brought back some great memories, man. So just thankful for the opportunity, man, and the life that God has given me and the chance to go out and display my talents.
And I'm gonna say this: I just recently looking at some of the names like Randy Moss, Warren Moon, Joe Montana. I mean, who would have thought that? I wouldn't have never. And we kind of take it. I know I take it for granted because I will say this: I got. Nowadays, everybody get everybody autograph, jersey, all that stuff. I got one autograph in my life. That was from Joe Montana. That's the one. I always felt like we was here. I didn't think of how it is now. That's the only autograph I got. And now in my Warren Moon, DT, and I wish I'd have been, cognizant of back then to have those, memorabilia that we have, that you can create for even my grandkids to see. You know what I mean? To have those guys that I played with. Randy Moss and we played with some hell of a people, man. Throughout our career in the 90s, we played some hell of a people, boy.
Not to downplay this generation at all or any of that stuff, man, but they're playing some real live football, but we played real that AFC West. We used to get it in every week, man. Those defenses from the Chargers and Seattle, man, the Broncos with Neil and man, it was tough.
San Diego, Junior say,
oh my goodness, man, you talking about having a headache, bro?
Woo. Yeah. Oh, guys, I my head's exploding with all this wonderful nostalgia that we went through today, guys. It's been just tremendous. We got a huge one coming up on Thursday night, so. Guys, Chiefs, Chargers, it's kind of, we still got a few weeks left, but all eyes are on this game. It's kind of for it all, for the West, and you guys know what that's like. So for Clint Schweitzer, for Noah Groniger, Kimble Anders, and Donnell Bennett, guys, thanks so much. Thanks for watching 4 Minute Offense. As always, we appreciate it and appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming, and hit us up at our website, starcademedia.com. Thank you guys so much, and thanks for joining us here on 4 Minute Offense.
All right. Thank you.